background in sales and customer service, and a BS in economics from Illinois State University. So immediately following these presentations, or on Monday, I'll be headed off to Moab with my lovely parents who are in the audience this evening for some much needed R&R. It's been a long program, and catching up with them, gonna get on a vacation. So in the process of booking that trip, I found that honestly, air travel's gotten pretty square since the swinging 70s. We've got United's booking site right here, and as you can see, it is all squared off. It's brutalist, it's utilitarian. It honestly feels a little more like I'm booking a bus, and frankly, not one I even really want to be on. I hate it, and I hated booking here. And it got me thinking, I don't know, why can't it be sexy again? So, introducing Beyond Air Travel, a retro-futurist flight booking experience in the mid-century modern style. So, really, why can't it be more like this? I mean, I know we can't smoke on airplanes anymore, and honestly, this number of people walking around without any seatbelts is probably hazardous, but it can look more like this, right? I mean, when did we get so disillusioned with air travel? It's still relatively new technology. Flying through the sky is still amazing. So why doesn't it feel that way? So Beyond Air Travel is more exciting, more evocative. It kind of tries to recapture the magic of air travel. It looks to make air travel sexy again. And while I can't reshape the airline, landscape of today, I can at least make a booking experience feel a little more like that. So right over to here, we've got Beyond Air Travel. So let's go ahead and book a flight. We're gonna leave on Monday, like I said. We'll hit fly, and we've got a whole range of options here. So these are ordered by price, and since I'm unemployed, I am gonna go ahead and pick the budget option, hint. Oh, yeah, that looks right. That's the flight I picked. Looks good. So let's get a feel for like what this experience is gonna be like. Check out the menu. Oh, awesome. All mid-century modern cocktails, tiki stuff. Really love that. Cheers. And it looks like you can vape on the plane now, so that's cool if you're into that. Awesome. Everything looks great. So this app was built using Vuex for the front end and Node.js for the back end, using the Aviation Edge Flight API. Some of the challenges I encountered, learning Vuex state management without any experience with React Redux was a bit of a trip. I've used React, but I've never used Redux, so that was different. I also learned new technology for the front and back end, and then had to really flex my CSS muscles to get that air of luxury in the design. If you want to get in touch with me, here's all my information, my GitHub. I'm on LinkedIn under the very same name, my email, and my personal phone number. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Hey, way to go, Ben. All right, everybody. How about we keep it going for Matt? Matt, screen share when ready. And ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for Matt Long. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Kyle. And Ben, thank you for telling us about a way we might reinvigorate the flight experience. In just a moment, we're going to talk about some tech breaking into a different part of the transportation sector. So my name is Matt Long, and I am a full stack developer and a certified Scrum Master. Prior to moving to Colorado in January, I accumulated 5 years of management experience, most recently at a small landscape construction company in Indianapolis. It was there that I began to develop a fascination with trucks. However, in the last few years, my family and I have also become increasingly concerned about climate change, and we've been making incremental changes into our life to reduce our impact on the environment. So the question I've been asking myself is, what am I to do? Someone who's a budding car and truck enthusiast who's also concerned about the impact that all these vehicles are having on our environment. Well, the good news is that electric vehicles are surging into the market. We've got the Rivian R1T right here. This one I'm particularly excited about. It's got quad electric motors, so it's amazing off-road, a ton of really creative storage like I've never seen before, really impressive range. However,
there you go.
Oh, there we go. However, this truck is not coming to market until June of 2021. A lot of other exciting EVs like it aren't coming to the market until another year, 2, 3. So the problem I've had recently is I've been trying to be able to find, compare electric vehicles, put them side by side and figure out, if we want to buy one of these in the future, which is going to fit our family the best. Well, enter Electrify. So let's say I'm going to come here to Electrify as a first-time user, and I see that this is my home for comparing electric vehicles. That's great. So let's see what we have here for electric cars. Of course, okay, I see some Teslas up here. We've got Audi, BMW, Chevy, and Nissan helping to keep some of these a little bit more entry level. Hyundai, okay, I didn't know that Hyundai actually had 2 electric vehicles on the market right now. That is new information to me. So let's go back up here because I'm actually most interested in trucks. Now, I mentioned we recently moved to Colorado and we are diving into the lifestyle, and we're thinking we'd like to buy an RV at some point in the future and take our kids in the mountains as often as possible. So for a truck, I'm looking for great towing capacity. It's got to have good range and hopefully isn't going to totally break the bank. So I see Ford is jumping into the electric game. Let's click on this here, and okay, we come to the top. I'm interested in seeing what Ford does in this electric space. The Rivian, I mentioned I'm already interested in that. And Tesla obviously is always on the cutting edge of electric technology. Let's see, we got some new players in the game here too. Geez, okay, so the Atlas is boasting a 20,000 pound towing capacity. So I am very interested to see if they can live up to that claim. So side by side here now, Tesla, obviously super interesting, but I'm not sure my wife will be okay with this sitting in our driveway. So I think we're gonna have to shelf that one for now. Ford, again, I'm super interested to see what they do with an electric truck, but that price point is just steep. And I'm really surprised by this Atlas. The towing capacity, the 0 to 60 is not quite what the Rivian's got, but that's not why we're buying a truck anyway, and 5 seconds is still really fast. If they can deliver all this performance at that price point, I'm gonna have to look past the Rivian and maybe look into the Atlas over the next year or two. So let's see if we can get back here. We can, all righty. So that was a really quick tour of my app Electrify. I built that on a Rails backend. I use React on the front end and Material UI for my styling. I really enjoyed getting to get a deeper dive into React over the last couple of weeks, and learning Material UI, I really liked how it blurred the line between CSS and JavaScript. So that was really enjoyable for me. I would love to chat with you if you want to talk about electric vehicles, or if you want to see any of the other projects I've worked on. I'd be happy to connect with you over LinkedIn. My GitHub and email are here as well. And I'm active on Slack. You can find me at any time on Denver Devs. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Well done, Matt. Good job, good job, good job. Well, hey, don't go anywhere because we got so much more awesomeness. How about we keep it going for Michael Navoy? Yeah. Michael, are you unmuted?
There we go. Sorry about that, everybody.
Michael?
Thanks,
There we go. All right. Hey, one more time. Michael Navoy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Navoy, and I'm a full-stack software engineer. I grew up in Louisiana, and I would take yearly trips to Colorado for skiing and always loved it. So when I moved out to Colorado about 2.5 years ago, I was excited to be able to go more often. However, when I was preparing for my first trip, I realized I'd be going all alone as I hadn't made too many friends yet in Colorado. To make things worse, I had to sit in endless traffic on I-70 on the way to the slopes. To solve these problems, I created Send It, a ride-sharing app to the mountains where users can post rides saying they have extra seats available that other users can pay for, so that people that may be going alone can now meet other skiers or snowboarders, reduce traffic, and hopefully even reduce carbon emissions in the process. So this is Send It. On our splash page here, we have the options of creating an account or signing in. I already have an account, so we'll just sign in here. And once we're signed in, we're brought to our available rides page. It looks like Palin here is going to Breckenridge, so let's check that out. Well, she's charging $15 per seat in her car. And you know what? I kind of wanted to go to Aspen anyway. Maybe I'll just drive myself and post a ride saying I have some spots available in my car. So we'll go to our Create Ride page, choose our pickup and drop-off locations. Choose our date, departure time, why not bright and early, 6 a.m. We'll say we're charging $10 per seat and we have 2 seats available. So once we post a ride, we can see it become available in the rides page. And now we just wait. Hopefully other users will book the spots in my car. As a user, we can also view and edit our profile. Maybe I'm skiing this season instead of snowboarding. And once we're done with our app, we can open this drawer navigator here and go and sign out. The technologies I used in this app was a React Native front end with Redux to manage state and a Node Express backend with a MongoDB database. Some problems I faced when making this app was the use of several new technologies not formally taught at Flatiron, including React Native, Redux, and MongoDB. I also struggled a bit with styling of the app and the integration of various APIs, including the several Google Maps related APIs. So now if I've ever am headed to the slopes to go skiing or snowboarding alone, I can get on Send It and have the opportunity to meet some new people and also reduce traffic and emissions. If you have any questions about Send It or would just like to chat, I can be reached at the email, LinkedIn, or GitHub address as shown here. Thank you and have a great day.
Yes, well done, Michael. Outstanding work. Oh man, we have so much more awesomeness still to come. So how about we keep it going for Haley Ringer? Yes!
Hi everyone, my name is Haley Ringer and I'm a full stack software engineer. So a little bit about me, I graduated from Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where I got my BA in criminal justice. After college, I worked as a paralegal for a couple of years. And recently I decided to transition into the tech field and more specifically, become a software engineer. Now, over the past couple of months, a lot of us had to adjust to working from home. And for me, this presented a lot of challenges. First, I had a lot of time on my hands, and so I thought I would start a new hobby. My goal was to start meditating every day for at least 5 minutes. But the days started to blur together and I had a hard time keeping track if I meditated on Monday, if I did it today, if I was going to do it tomorrow. And ultimately, this kind of affected my productivity, which is why I wanted to start meditating to get me in the right state of mind. So this is what inspired me to create Productivity Journal, a way to keep track of your day and increase your productivity. So let's check it out. So as you can see, I'm already logged in and I'm welcomed by a dashboard. So this dashboard has a couple of different components to it. The first is just a random quote. Sometimes it gets you thinking about some different things. But below that, I have my upcoming events. So as you can see, we got show and tech today, graduation tomorrow, an interview next week, and then studying for interviews and doing some algorithm practice. Now below that, I have my daily goals. And I have a couple on there right now. I think I cleaned my living room today, so I'm actually gonna check that off. And I also wrote a blog post, but I need to add a couple. So I just got a puppy and I need to train that puppy. He's gonna need a lot of work. I also wanna make sure that I am reading nightly. So I'm gonna just add that in there. Now over to the right, you can see my habit trackers. Now this is just an overview of what habits I am tracking. Currently, I'm trying to drink 64 ounces of water a day, and I'm also trying to meditate, like I mentioned. Now down below is today's journal entries. Now earlier today, I already put something in. I'm excited to graduate tomorrow, but let's also add something new. My puppy is so cute. So that popped up down below, but I also want to check out some of my other journal entries. So this is my journal entry page and they're sorted chronologically. So here's today's and let's scroll down. It looks like back in June, it was my first day with this program and I was excited and nervous. Man, I've come a long way in those 15 weeks. Now let's check out my calendar. On the calendar page, I can look at it on the monthly view, which is my favorite. I can also look at a week view, a day view, or my agenda, but it's pretty much the same events that I got going on. Looks like I have some things happening next week, but the end of October, maybe there's some room for a vacation in there. Now, the last part of this app is the habit trackers, and it's honestly my favorite part. Like I mentioned, it's really hard to keep track of which days I'm meditating and if I did it that day. So I haven't drank my full 64 ounces of water yet today, so we'll leave that one. But I did meditate this morning, so let's check that off. And as you can see, I've now reached my goal. My goal was 7 days, and I completed it. So if I were to meditate tomorrow, the coral color would just take over and it would just show my success. Overall, this is just a really good way to just track your day and plan what you got going on. So let's check out what technologies I used. In the back end, I created my database with Postgres. I use Node and Express.js, and then on the front end, I use React, and for styling, I use Material UI. And then I use Chart.js to create those little donut pie charts. One of the hardest parts about this project was actually the calendar. There wasn't a little fancy icon for that technology, but I ended up finding a Node package that was able to look pretty good and easy to use. If you want to reach out to me, here's my contact information. I got my email, my LinkedIn, and my GitHub if you want to check out some of my other projects. Thank you.
Great job, Haley. Very well done. We're certainly proud of you. And man, we're only halfway there. So how about we keep it going for Tony Kim?
Thank you, Kyle. My name is Tony Kim, and I am a full-stack software engineer, and today I'll be presenting about BugView. So before jumping right into the project, a little background about me. I'm originally graduating from College School of Mines in a BS in petroleum engineering. After graduation, I worked in the oil and gas industry as a field engineer for about three and a half years. And a little fun fact, I am a Colorado native. And so my passion and interest for pursuing a degree in technology was I wanted to endeavor new challenges, and I thought technology would be a great opportunity for that. And so the inspiration for BugView came when I started to develop larger and larger scale projects. And so I need to develop a dev tool for myself and for other developers alike that can easily manage and track their source code and figure out any type of bugs that they encounter, and then track that more efficiently in a more easy to use format. And also integrate it in a very user and social media-like environment. And so, introducing BugView, it's easy to use. It's very team collaboration friendly. With this increase in remote environment, it definitely helps a lot. And also, it's built with data analytics using Chart.js. So let's jump right into it. So this is a main screen here. So if we go into the main screen, the user has the option of logging in or setting up an account. So since I have an account, I'm going to just log in. So once a user logs in, this is a main dashboard that they're going to see. There's several different charts here showing the different types of statistics based on the ticket posted. On the left side here is a ticket severity count and the types of tickets, depending if it's high, moderate, or low. In the middle is a donut chart of the pending tickets that are being worked on and the completed tickets. And on the very far right, it's the tickets reported or posted on a month-by-month basis. So this is a great analysis tool to see how many tickets are being posted. And as you can see, there's a pretty big spike in April. And so that can be very helpful for developers to really discuss what the problem was back then in March, April, and maybe hire some more engineers. And at the very bottom of it is frequency of the languages and the frameworks associated with the tickets. And as you can see as an example, JavaScript had the most frequent tickets. And maybe an idea is like switching over to TypeScript in our next tech stack. So that's an overview of the dashboard. Going to our profile page, this is where you can see the image and some information. And so far I have 0 posted tickets. So let's go ahead and create a new ticket. So here I'm going to put, let's see, about 9 days, let's say React component. For description, let's say fix Navoy. GitHub link, we'll paste one of those in there. I'm going to assign myself, and I'm going to assign another engineer, John Smith. Let's choose a severity. Let's do moderate, and then for status, we'll do pending. For language, this is going to be in JavaScript, and then for framework, we'll say it's in Vue. So once we submit this ticket, the data gets automatically rendered and inputs it to update this. And then in my profile, it shows up with the color-coded severity and some information about who posted it, what time, and status pending and some information. And you can also update the ticket as you go. So other features you can look at is this all tickets. This is your company-wide tickets that you can look at and browse what's being worked on. And as you can see here, okay, let's see. Okay, so looking at this one, I'm assigned it with John Smith and Sarah Doe. Okay, so we got 4 comments. So you can also comment on this as well. So it looks like I commented, that sounds great. So since he's one of my teammates, I'm going to add him to my ticket tracker. I'm going to go to his profile. Okay, so he has several different tickets that he already posted. So since he's one of my teammates I'll be working with, I can add him. And if I go to my team's tickets now, his ticket shows up, which the ones that I'm associated with them. And so that is just a general overview of my app. The technologies I used for this project was a React front end, and for styling and for the charts, I used Chart.js and Materialize. Backend was built with Node and Express. Database with MongoDB. Security and local session storage was used with Java and Bcrypt. If you would like to get in touch with me, the challenges that I faced with this project was integrating the new backend technologies. So that's Node, Express. And another challenge is QA testing. And also another challenge is UI design and managing and handling large models and data sets. If you'd like to further get in touch with me about this project or learn more about my experience, here is my contact information. And thank you so much.
Well done, Tony. Good job, good job. Oh man, we're getting down to the meat of it now. Sam, fire when ready. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for Sam Evans.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam Evans and I'm a software developer. I have a background in economics and 10 years of experience in entrepreneurship and management. I've also been an avid fantasy football player since I was in middle school. In fact, the amount of time and effort I've spent traversing the internet to research fantasy football content is a little embarrassing. There's a big reason for that. I'm very competitive in my fantasy league, the League of Super Best Friends. Yes, that is the name of it. So I'm always looking for any advantage I can get. There's a lot of sites out there that host fantasy leagues and tons of content to support those leagues. But everyone else in your league is reading the same thing. How can you hope to separate your team enough to win your league when you're reading all the same content as everyone else? You can turn to social media to seek out new content, but you're only going to see what they think you might want to see. Or you could do what I've done and search far and wide for a few dependable sites and only read those. But there's a ton out there. How do you find the stuff you actually want to read? It doesn't have to be so hard. Inside Scoop helps solve this problem by building a news feed for users seeded completely by publicly user-posted articles. You could use the app to seek out content you might otherwise never come across. So let's check it out. We're already logged in. Here's our news feed. There's a ton of stuff on here, but like I said, we're here for some sports. So let's go ahead and check that out. Look at our sports. We wanted some fantasy football, and there's all kinds of stuff here. But it's week 4, and my team needs all the help it can get. So let's check it out. This is good. That's on NFL.com. I'm not that into that. So we'll go ahead and downvote it. This is ESPN. We'll save that one. I like it, so we'll upvote it. And we'll save another week 4 article. That looks pretty good. So we'll read those later. What else? You know, I could use a trade this week. So let's take a look and see what they've got on here. This isn't quite right. Here we go. This is more what I'm looking for. This is on ESPN as well. I actually read this article today. It's a great one. I'll upvote it, but I'm not going to save it. All right. Let's head back to the news feed. You know what? I have to go to the Broncos game here in a bit, and I need to read some stuff on my phone. So let's go ahead and log back in. take a look at those saved articles we just had. Go and look at our saved posts. They're loading up here. Oh, looks like I saved something about a Maserati. Wonder if that could make Matt's app. But it doesn't look like it's fully electric. Keep scrolling down. This is what I was looking for. I need to know who I need to start this week. We'll go ahead and read that when we're on our way to the Broncos game. So I built this backend with Objection, Express, Node, and Postgres for the database. And then I built the front end out with React, Redux, and Material UI. After working with Rails for 12 weeks, it was a bit tricky to switch over to Node, but I was able to work under the same sort of design philosophies and build out that backend, and it worked out pretty nicely. Implementing Redux with Material UI components was tricky, but I was able to make that work as well. However, the biggest challenge and my main goal for this project was designing intuitive user feedback for every action on the app. From color changes when you sort or filter your feed to just having some dynamic elements letting you know that something's going on in the background. That took the most amount of time, but I think it was also the most rewarding thing to work on. This is how you can get in touch with me if you have any questions about it, or if you just want to talk. Thank you very much.
Hey, way to go, Sam. Outstanding work. I didn't play fantasy this year, and after this week, I'm kind of glad. But outstanding project all the same. Chris, fire when ready. Let's have a big round of applause for Chris Banta.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good evening. My name's Chris Banta. I'm a full-stack web developer. And before I became a developer, I had a variety of experience. I had some teaching experience and marketing. At one point, I was actually even a geothermal well driller. And for the past decade, I've done some sales and management work for this green guy here that you may recognize. Well, let's change gears here, and I'd like to introduce you to somebody. This is my niece, Eloise. Now, like all children, Eloise presented a variety of challenges to my brother and his wife, along with a special one. Eloise was born with Down syndrome. And as our families became part of this amazing community, they looked for ways they could contribute and make a difference. And their big idea that my sister-in-law has implemented is a preschool for kids with Down syndrome and other disabilities. Well, like all new endeavors, the school needed money, and Eloise's family stepped up again. They've created an amazing fundraiser called The Whole Hog. It features food, fun, and music in one of the year's best social events in El Paso. My project to help them out is a standalone website for the event. It'll help provide broader exposure, help increase donations activities online, and assist with planning and organizing the event. Well, you know what? Let's change gears again, and let's join our friend Ron in El Paso. Now, Ron in El Paso is one of the people who hasn't quite heard of The Whole Hog yet. It looks like Ron's surfing his Facebook page, and he comes across a post by Carrie. What's this post by Carrie about? The Whole Hog? Huh. Well, you know what? I think I'll have to go check that site out. All right. Well, it's a good looking site so far. Howdy, partner. You're invited next April 24th. All right. Well, I'm going to put that on the calendar. Break out your eating pants and dancing boots. Now, this sounds fun. Well, let's take a look and see what this is about. It's a fundraiser for the Down System Coalition and Every Little Blessing Preschool. Right on. Raffle? What kind of raffle? Prices include grills or a week's stay at a condo in Breckenridge. Huh! I love Breckenridge. You know what? I think I'm going to buy me a ticket. All right. What else? A cornhole tournament. Well, let's see. You know what? I'm going to call Larry up and see if he wants to register for this. We can win some more prizes. Oh, they're looking for sponsorships. Oh, different levels of sponsorships. You know what? I think I'll tell my boss at work about this, and maybe he'll pick one of those. Oh, it looks like if people can't make it, they can just make a donation online. You know what? This has convinced me. I think I'm going to buy some tickets. Let me go to the ticket page, and I'll put a ticket in there. Darn right, I'm coming. I'm going to add that to my cart. Well, I think I'll go ahead and finish this up. Go to the cart. There's my items. Type in my super secret credit card number here. Hope no one can see that. And let me submit that thing. All right. Hey, here's a picture of that Eloise girl. Right on. Well, it looks like our app has done its job and we've got another person to buy a ticket to the whole hog. So the technology I used in this app, I used Vue and Vuex on the front end. We used a Ruby and Rails backend with a Postgres database. Used the Stripe API to help process our payments. Biggest challenges I had on this project were learning Vue and Vuex, learning how to use the Stripe API, and coordinating with the web presence that was already in place. Once again, I'm Chris Banta. I'd love to chat. My email and LinkedIn information is below. If any of you will be in the El Paso vicinity next April, get your tickets and some dang good barbecue and fun, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Yes! Well done, Chris. Good job. And man, are we proud of you. All right, Carlos, fire away. Let's have a big round of applause for Carlos Fernandez.
Thank you, Kyle. Chris, I gotta say, being from El Paso, that warms my heart that you're improving the community. So yeah, my name is Carlos Fernandez, and I'm a full stack software engineer. As a full stack developer, I wanted to take my past experience as a wildlife biologist and provide just an easy experience for the public to find wildlife out there. When I was out doing surveys, sometimes for something as cute as this little southwestern screech owl, I would see a lot of amateur ornithologists out there, and they're looking for that bird that they've searched long and hard for, whether it be a warbler or a ruby-throated hummingbird. They just wanted to find that one specific bird. But when they went online to try to find, where can I find that flycatcher? Where can I find that chickadee? They're presented with a table here on the left. There's some great population data. I can see, I don't know, it's just very confusing. Or you can go to the Division of Wildlife and, okay, so I want to find a turkey in Jefferson County. Well, it looks like they're everywhere. So I guess if I just go to the middle of Lakewood, I'll see a turkey. It's just very confusing. So I created Bird Finder. And what Bird Finder is it takes the data from the Cornell Ornithology Lab and it provides up-to-date information on recent sightings. So let's check it out. So when you come to the page, you're presented with a map here on the right, and there's some waypoints on there telling you these are some locations people have seen birds. And here on the left-hand side, you can see that, okay, these are some birds they've seen. So let's see, where did they see the red-tailed hawk? Okay, right there by the lake. Awesome. Well, I kind of wanted to see what's recent. Okay, and 100 results, a little bit too much. Okay, so I can see, yeah, here's some great spots. But I'm gonna go see my brother over in Folsom, California. And okay, he lives over here by the dam. Let's see. Nice. It looks like really close to him in the marshland, there's, oh wow, there's a lot of great birding out there. I've always wondered, is there good birding in Sydney? Oh wow. Okay, so we come to the harbor. I'm gonna up it to 7, just so we get a little bit more results, but it looks like right in the harbor, you can see some great birding. So the technologies I used were Python, Flask, SQLite, Leaflet, and jQuery. Some of the challenges I faced is we weren't really taught Python in Flatiron, and it was a little bit difficult, but it was just so rewarding because during my days as a wildlife biologist, I saw a lot of this data presented in either Python or C++, and it was just really neat to be able to finally use that data that I've been inputting all these years to present something for the public. If you have any questions for me, please reach out. Here's the information for my LinkedIn, my GitHub, and my email. Once again, my name is Carlos Fernandez, and thank you so much.
No, thank you, Carlos. Yes. Very nice. Woohoo! All right. Are you guys ready for our final presentation of the evening? I said, are you ready for our final presentation of the evening? Let's have a hearty round of applause for Naya Berre.
Hi, everybody. My name is Naya, and I'm a full-stack software engineer with a background in finance and accounting. And this little blob right here is me. This last summer, in response to the protests happening around the country due to George Floyd's death, I created and organized a vigil for the Denver community. This vigil gained support from Tay Anderson, Colorado's youngest Black elected official, along with Phil Weezer, Colorado's Attorney General, both speaking at the event, along with many other individuals and groups. While I was creating this event, however, I was pretty shocked at how difficult it was to gain more information about the cases pertaining to police brutality and racist-driven attacks. And so that is when I decided to create I Can't Breathe, an app to inform, educate, and motivate calls to action. So going right in here, immediately, there are faces that I do recognize and faces I don't. We see George Floyd, Tamir Rice. However, I'm going to take some time to learn about a case I actually don't already know, like John Crawford over here. John Crawford's case occurred in Ohio when he was 22 years old. It looks like what happened was he was a man shopping at a store when a bystander called police citing a man with a gun, which it was actually a BB gun that Crawford had gotten from the sporting goods section. After police arrived at the store, they shot him almost immediately, overall killing him. The aftermath of these events were that the police's actions were ruled as justified. However, I personally don't believe that these events would have happened if certain negative racial bias did not exist. And I too have bias like all of us, some good, some bad. And so I'm going to take some time to check mine through this self-assessment. Looking at this, I'm actually going to opt for taking this in private so that I can be as honest to myself as possible. And doing that is really the only way that true change will happen. So I encourage all of you to do the same. I'm going to instead go into the news to just educate myself as to what's been going around lately involving the Black community. And being a Gen Zer myself, I am immediately drawn to this TikTok article. So I'm going to take some time to, read about this pay gap between Black and white creators. And it's Business Insider, so I'll get back to that when I input the information it will request from me. I definitely recommend taking a few minutes out of your days to really take some time to read about the cases, starting with the ones you may not know. The main challenge I faced while creating this app was, to be honest, adding the stories that were within. I definitely do not recommend spending 8 hours of your day reading through these stories as I did, because it can be very emotionally tolling and overwhelming. However, I just wanted to make sure that as many stories were added for you all to spend a few minutes on per day. I also made this a progressive web app, which allows for really seamless integration with mobile functionality. And that too was a challenge because I honestly didn't even know what a progressive web app was before these 3 weeks. But now, because it is such, you can access it pretty easily on mobile devices. I used Rails in my backend and React in my front end, again, making it a progressive web app. And if you'd like to hear more about the app or really just hear more about me in general, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you so much for coming, everybody.
Thank you, Naya. Well done, well done. Proud of you. So that's our capstones, man. I have a couple closing thoughts to leave you with. So first, we got some people to thank. So with keeping in mind all the things you've seen, how about a big round of applause for the instructional staff here, the administrative staff here, everybody who makes this program happen. And how about one more time for the students? And then one last time, please, for all the friends and family who've supported these people through this long, very exhausting for everybody journey. So I've been in this game a while. This is my 31st capstones, I think. And man, these things just keep getting better. And that keeps pushing us on the instructional staff to want to be more and grow this program and push you further also. You think about all the things that you used to be. You used to work in customer service, you used to work in retail, you used to work as a waiter, you used to work as whatever. And now you can also do this. And I find that really inspiring. I've been reading a lot lately about how much power we have to change how we think and change who we are. And this is such strong evidence of that. You can't see this transformation that somebody goes through in 15 weeks and not feel like, well, shit, why can't I do that? Why can't I change myself in the ways that I want to be? I think there's this attitude sometimes that like being a programmer, being a coder, it's like a little pejorative that like you're building what you're being told to build. But that's what computers do. And I think that devs should be smarter than the machines that they program. And hopefully you've seen 9 excellent pieces of evidence of what that looks like when somebody uses these skills that they develop and they also bring who they are. They bring the things that they're passionate about. And like, that's something that can impact the world. All of those projects had some significant technology that we don't teach in this program. Like I wasn't even keeping track until like the second half of the presentations. Django, Flask, Python, React Native, Mongo, Express, Chart.js, Vue, Maps, Node, Material UI, Stripe. That was just in the second half. And so like with this orientation towards technology, being able to harness it for the things that you care about, that's amazing. You saw great apps today, but I hope you also saw passionate people with the talent to impact the world. So to all the loved ones who showed up for presentations today, thank you so much for your sacrifice. Like, I'm not kidding. Like these 15 weeks are very hard on the people who go through the program. But I think in a lot of ways, they're even harder on the people who support those people. So thank you so much for what you've done and the impact that you've made on the world via these people. And any employers on the call, act fast. Thank you so much. Back over to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you all so much. Congratulations to our graduates. Beautiful, beautiful projects. Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us this evening. That concludes our program. Enjoy your nights. Thanks for being a part of this, and we'll see you in 6 weeks when we do this again.
See you later, everybody.
Great job, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a peace on life is a peace of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit. I'm straight. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Get up my way.